It's May 10th, 12:22 a.m. and I'm here sitting in my car with my daughter sleeping and my dog sleeping. I could be at my mom's house right now, but my mom is someone who doesn't know how to deal with me. My depression started when I'm turned 18th. Not even. My depression started when I was in high school. I started noticing that there was those people who were fortunate and were able to be in college seminar, signing up for college, and I was just there seeing them fill out the FAFSA, turn in everything, while I just had to sit there and do a little mock so I could just get a grade. I know I'm smart, and I know I had the potential, but my family doesn't and never will know resources because they don't know how to ask the right questions, just because they came to America with a dream of just making a survival out of it versus making a living. So I was just there getting depressed, watching everybody so excited. And then we had the college event where you present your college, and mostly everybody went ahead and presenting a good college, which was a dream of mine. But I went up the stage representing a city college that was not part of my dreams. I appreciate my mother for paying for the first semester of college, but it just wasn't in me. I felt like I was back in high school. But now that I think about it, my depression started before. It started back in the early ages when I noticed that my mother had favoritism towards my cousins versus me or her kids, to the point where she was the reason why I hated being around the family. Because even one day she threw it in my face and she said, "I wish your cousins were my kids." And that hit home. It hit home. Ever since then, even my grandma ended up becoming against me. I'm not gonna kid you, I was a rebel child. We got to the point where I was in elementary. I started smoking with kids I shouldn't have. But even though those kids were doing bad things, their family showed support. Their family went to their graduation. And I remember the day of graduation very clear. The night before, my grandma and I got into it. I hit my grandma. I shouldn't have. But I don't know why my family always shows favoritism to boys. My grandma loved my little brother. She still does to this day, and she does not hide it. That day, I'm always the type of person who finds, okay, we're going to share. Things are going to be fair and square. My brother was a spoiled one. So that day I wanted to use the computer, and I told my brother to let me use the computer. He wasn't letting me. And so my grandma defended him, and she ended up hitting me in the head, and I went ahead and hit her back because I found it unfair how she defended him, and instead of being the bigger person and saying, oh yeah, let her use it for like an hour, 2 hours, and then switch. No, she said, no, leave him on the computer. So we got into it. I do regret hitting my grandma. I should have known better. And then, obviously, my mom got home. And she ended up hitting me too. I got a big ass whooping. Big one. I deserved it though. But then later on in time, my mom started noticing that my grandma did a lot of things against me because she never liked me. And then my grandma would put my mom against me, and she would put everybody against me. I mean, I've never even had a relationship with my brother because my grandma would tell him not to hang around with me because I was a bad influence. I've never been a bad influence towards no one. So then next day, or maybe the following week, I don't know when it was, but on June 8th, I believe it was, I went up the stage, but no one, not my mom, not my grandma, not my brother, not my cousins, no one to see me walk the stage. No one was there. But we were there for my brother's kindergarten. We were there for my cousin's graduations. But no one was ever there for me. And that's when it all started. And then I saw college applications. No one was there to guide me, tell me this is what you have to do before college. Nobody. Just day of senior year came, and there I was, graduating, going to Harold Washington. But I still didn't have papers. So my mind was already settled. I'm just gonna work, forget college. And that's what I did. I worked at a factory. That was my first job ever with no papers. I worked, and I was working 7 days, 12 hours. I would just get home, sleep, and then go back to work. The paycheck was good. I took care of myself. And then I still continue making the worst mistakes ever. I met my daughter's father, and he destroyed me. He destroyed me badly because he made those feelings of not being loved, supported, or cared for come back again. I hit another road of depression, another one. He thought my daughter wasn't his. He has a valid point to thinking that. He would hit my stomach, and I remember the specific day that I hit a bad depression was on New Year's. That day I grabbed a knife and I slit my throat, my wrist, and he stopped me from committing anything else. It was such a vivid day. But obviously, I got through that depression. This is the second part of it. And I grew. I survived it. I was strong. I made it all by myself. I thank his family for being there for me. For being actually the few people who have supported me. and help me out with my daughter. And till this day, I see them as a great blessing in my life. And if I could help them, I would. But then everything was skyrocketing high. Got my own apartment, my own car, all by myself. No one asked for me. I didn't ask for anybody. No one called me, nothing. No one complained, nothing. And then I went back to her father. Then shit just went down. It went downhill real quick. Again. And this was my fault. My fault for thinking that was the best idea. Just to make my daughter happy. And then I didn't realize that I had another depression. I was so unhappy that when I finally decided to let go, I let go with the mindset of I need to find happiness, but happiness was never to go out and drink and enjoy myself and do things that I wasn't doing back then. That was just the worst depression, mistake, and disaster I made on myself. Because of that, I lost motivation. I lost any type of care. And I put myself in a financial hurdle. I lost my car. And things just went left. And ever since then, I've been trying to survive financially. I never got to a mental state. But then I met someone. And I was already on a roll of self-love and finding myself and motivation and taking care of myself and making shit happen. But then I found someone. And I thought this was going to be the best part. And I realized that I got someone that needed saving. That wasn't going to save me. Well, I had another depression. I got an abortion, and I prayed to the universe to give me another child. That's what I needed. That was the motivation I needed. And the universe gave me that blessing. But I was such a coward. As much as I wanted that blessing, I didn't take it. I didn't take it because I allowed my mind to be clouded by someone telling me that they didn't want kids. I should ask that question beforehand. And, well, I regret it. Not a lot of people know. But to this day, I still feel like the abortion is going on. I hear any type of machine that sounds similar to the abortion one, and it affects me. I see kids, little babies, and it affects me. And then this kid, it says he loves me like everyone does in my life, but he never wants to be there for me. I could be there for everyone in the damn world, but no one can be there for me. And my depression goes stronger because I know I'm messing up financially. I'm in a hell of debt. Well, not a lot, but enough to not get out of it soon. I like motivation and just being in the United States, thinking about, oh, well, I don't have papers. How am I making it happen? I'm neglecting my child in the sense that I don't even know what school I'm going to put her in. And if nothing works out for me, I'll lose this car that I got because of my mother, because she kept on torturing me to get a car. And I don't know what to do with my life. I'm back in depression, and I just realized that as much as I try to get out of it, it's so hard. I end up back feeling like no one will ever care for me like I would care for someone. And maybe there is that someone out there and I'm just ignoring them. But it's so hard because the nicest people that I know would probably make a difference in my life, I push them away because I'm afraid that I'm toxic, because I've been around toxic people. And the cycle of life is not fucking fair. It's not. Because I know depression handles people differently. I know people could have all the money in the damn world and everything handed to them, and maybe those people that get that, they still don't get love either. So they hit depression. They hit depression because at the end of the day, depression kicks in when you have an emptiness of something. And there's those people that get a lot of love, but if they don't get it from one specific person, it hits depression. It hits home. But most of the most simple depression I've ever noticed is having people tell you that you're not doing right, which is the most toxic way. Is the way people talk to you in the most negative way, putting you down. Having no family support, no support at all. And feeling like the world is crumbling on you when you're just trying to survive. I'm having suicidal thoughts again. And I know it's selfish because my daughter did save me from that depression where I just wanted to kill myself. But I'm back. And this time I don't know if I can get out of it, because I don't know if the way I used to find ways to make it happen or get out of it, I don't know. I feel lost, and I've been feeling in limbo for so long. For so long. I feel like I don't know where to go. A part of me wants to go back to my hometown, but I don't know anything about over there. And a lot of people say it's worse because there's a lot of poor people, and there's nothing over there to do. And it's just like, if I can be over there, if I feel alone here, what's the point? What's the fucking point?